for most people, anime is just a happy, fun medium. Same with manga, and that there's like not really any problems that happen within it. And obviously, that's wrong. There's plenty of problems in anime, a lot of weird things that happen in it. Same with manga and light novels and the like. You have, I mean, I've recently talked about the whole. Well, recently I had a video about incest in anime. You also have like lolly bait, lollies in general. Same with shota. There's a lot of peculiar things in anime that a lot of people will look at and be like, that's kind of weird. Why are they presenting these things in such a way that, and what's up with that? And it is really weird. You could say it's the quote unquote darker side of anime, manga, etc. But really, you can kind of just look at it as just it's just a thing they put in there just to spice it up a little bit, I guess. Calling some of it spice is a bit weird, but whatever. But then there's certain aspects where you kind of have to, question it a little bit more. Especially when you find out about some of the things that have happened outside of the actual works themselves. For example, stuff like Recovery of an MMO Junkie, Rurouni Kenshin, and Act Age, as well as a few other series, where the authors have done some very scummy things. And in the case of Act Age, specifically, given that it's the only one I've actually read, and I really liked Act Age when I was reading it, and then when the news came out that the author was grooming minors, there are certain scenes and aspects of Act Age that, whether it was because of the news or whether you could just read them that way, I began to see certain scenes and bits of it very differently. Now, when I initially read it, there were certain bits I was like, well, that's pretty weird. But then after the news broke, I was like, oh wow. I don't think I was just thinking it was weird. I think there's like, that's actually just that alongside what happened with the author. Yikes, it's a bit weird. And if you want to know specifically, one bit that I'm mentioning happens very early on in the Act Age manga, when the main character basically gets kidnapped by the director, the main director guy in the manga. Bear in mind, the main character's like 15, and this like 30-year-old guy just drives by in a van and picks her up and then just starts making her into an actor. You can kind of see why that'd be weird, and especially so when you find out that the author was a nonce. And as such, obviously, Act Age was cancelled. It's very, very yikes. And it's things like this that make you see like the whole incest, lolly baiting, and the like as being very, maybe not just surface level, whatever, just deal with it. And most of the time you can just go, it's just pandering, it's kind of, yes, it's weird, but look, whatever, I won't let it hinder the work. But in every so often there is a case where you have to look at it and be like, shit, that's kind of weird. And I know this is a very brief discussion on the topic. Maybe I'll talk about it more in future if anything major happens or something like that, because it's not really something I want to talk about, but it's something I feel like I kind of have to put out there. It was also kind of because I was running out of ideas, so I kind of wanted to just talk about this. It was on my mind, so I wanted to put it out there, especially after doing the what the fuck is there with incest in anime, that type of thing. I wasn't sure whether to talk about just like lolly baiting specifically, or just the darker side of anime. Because you also have, obviously, lolly baiting is a whole other... That is really weird. The main example for me of shows I've seen with it is Ryu no Oshigoto, or Work of the Ryu. It's really strange. Some aspects of it, like, pretty weird. Now, nothing, like, explicitly, pedo-y happens in the series, but there is certain aspects of it that could be seen as catering to a certain type of crowd. Whether or not it is, I don't know. I don't know the author, I don't know the intention, I've not read the original work, it may have just been that the anime was presented in that way. But, it's still things like that, and Ryu no Oshigoto, it's not even that bad in terms of its lolly baiting. There's almost certainly worse out there. But it's still weird. Just because it's toned down doesn't make it less weird, you know what I mean? It's just a peculiar thing, you know, the quote-unquote dark side of anime, if you really feel like calling it that. But yeah, that's all I've really got to say on it. I know it was brief, and I didn't really explain too much, but if you want to find out more, there's plenty of other videos out there on the specifics of things I've mentioned, and also you can do your own research through Google and the other such means. But yeah, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, sub, hit the notification bell, you know it's your YouTube thing. With all that said, I'm an Animosity, you've been you. See you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now.